So after Wrestling with Mental Health went live just last night with myself and the incomparable Tom Campbell himself, I just need to say thank you so much for all of your continued messages of support. It's absolutely overwhelming. I do not deserve you. Thank you very much. We thought it was a good idea to do just because we thought that some people watching this bollocks here on YouTube might relate to some of the bollocks I've been going through over the past number of years, and it's safe to say I do not regret opening up as much as I did. Thank you so much for all of your messages. But with that nice stuff out of the way, I am Ross Twaddell from Cultaholic Wrestling, and these are your Tuesday morning headlines. Kylie Rae has announced that she is no longer a professional wrestler. AEW stars respond to their WWE Thunderdome ban, while AEW have also teased the launch of a video game. And a member of the WWE SmackDown roster has launched an OnlyFans account, and it's a massive shame it's not Otis. First and foremost, thoughts and all of the metaphorical hugs in the world are being sent the way of now former Impact Wrestling and AEW star Kylie Rae. Rae took to her personal Patreon page yesterday afternoon to first of all announce that she is unwell, second of all announce that she is no longer a professional wrestler, and third announced that she has taken a break from all of her social media channels. Of course, Rae was set to face Deonna Purrazzo for the Impact Wrestling Knockouts Championship at Bound for Glory all the way back on October the 24th. Having driven into Nashville the night before the show was set to take place, Sean Ross Sapp reports that Rae herself asked for some call times but then didn't make those call times, which caused great concern about her health and well-being before we got to yesterday's eventual announcement. While of course it is a massive shame that Rae needs to take a break from professional wrestling, and speaking from experience, Kylie, take all the bloody time you need. We'll all still be here on the other side. Rae did finish off her Patreon post yesterday by thankfully saying, "When I am well, I will try to fulfill any obligations that I have missed." So it is lovely to see that Kylie Rae is potentially not fully done with professional wrestling, as it would be a massive shame to see such a talented professional wrestler not realise her full potential. And it goes without saying, Kylie, all of our thoughts here at Cultaholic are with you at this time. However, as we say up here in Newcastle upon Tyne, England, we're all behind you. Now ask yourself the following question. What do, embrace yourselves here, AEW, Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Enzo Amore, Kenny Omega, Jon Moxley, MJF, Tony Khan, Cody Rhodes, Brandi Rhodes, Marty Scurll, the Young Bucks, Chris Benoit, CM Punk, Jim Cornette, Alberto El Patron, Ryback, Ashley Mazzaro, Superstar Billy Graham, Vicky Guerrero, the Flag of Hong Kong, the flag of Taiwan, and the flag of Tibet all have in common? Whew! I don't know either. I do know, of course, you silly goose, and that's the fact that they are all banned images from the WWE Thunderdome. Now, WWE have been working with the famous group to produce the WWE Thunderdome, and wouldn't you just know it, because of the whole WWE Thunderdome thing, the famous group, they've only gone and won an award. The famous group won the prestigious digital prize for virtual fan experience at the 2020 Sportal Awards, and well done for them, because of course the Thunderdome, it looks absolutely fantastic, doesn't it? It does. Now, as part of the 2020 Sportal Awards, they released a video package of behind the scenes at the WWE Thunderdome, during which you could clearly see a few A4 sheets of paper with images including things that are banned from appearing on the screens inside the Thunderdome itself. And of course, when WWE and in turn the famous group do something like this, of course the Young Bucks have to respond. And how have they responded this time around? They've only gone and released a t-shirt. Unprecedented scenes from the Young Bucks. They never release t-shirts. Never ever. But that's the t-shirt there. What are they like, eh? Cheeky little scamps. But while that t-shirt there might be the headline news in this very news video, I would like to spend a couple of seconds realising the efforts of the poor buggers who have to deal with the naughty images we see on the screen sometimes inside the Thunderdome. During the Sportel Awards behind the scenes video, we are shown these poor people stood in front of massive screens dealing with stuff that shouldn't be there by clicking on them manually, like they're doing one of those reaction games, you know, with the red buttons and you have to click all the buttons. That's what they're doing for upwards of 3 hours when Raw, a pay-per-view, 2 hours for a SmackDown. They must be completely knackered by the time they clock off from work. And sticking with AEW news, it would seem that an AEW video game is a thing that isn't too far away from actually happening now. Last night, AEW launched Twitter and YouTube accounts for AEW Games and then announced that an announcement, a huge announcement, is happening on November the 10th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. in the Central bit. Now, of course, we don't know too much about the upcoming AEW video game, but something we do know is that Kenny Omega himself has been heavily involved in the production side of things. And we know this because Cody Rhodes himself said this a long bloody time ago. At the end of the day, an AEW video game, colour me very excited. Oh dear. Now, the future of former NWA World's Women's Champion Thunder Rosa has been a hot topic of debate over the last week or so. Thunder Rosa herself appeared on a recent edition of Busted Open Radio and set the record straight. Here is what she said. I am signed with NWA and have another year with them. When it's my time, it's going to be my time. Because of all the projects I have on the side, where I go has to be a place where I'm able to continue working on what I'm working on. If I'm able to do it with NWA, then NWA. If I'm able to do it with AEW, probably. Now, knowing what WWE is doing with things we have on the side, it's going to be very difficult for me to work on my personal projects. Rosa then talked about how money isn't the only thing that matters in life. She'd rather be happy than have lots of money. And then she rounded off this interview with Busted Open Radio by saying, I'd rather be happy than a slave. Fwa. Tell us how you really feel, Thunder Rosa. Later in that same interview, Thunder Rosa herself mentioned how Mission Pro Wrestling is a major passion in her life, while also MMA is something she's very keen on doing. And maybe, just maybe, in the not too distant future, she might be taking a break from the world of professional wrestling to focus on a bit of MMA. Whatever happens in the upcoming year, whoever gets Thunder Rosa has got a very good professional wrestler. We know as much after watching her exploits on NWA and with AEW. Wow, what a quote though. Slave. Bloody hell, WWE. They can take my Twitch, but they can't take my OnlyFans. Not my words, not even the words of Braveheart, because believe it or not, they didn't even have computers or mobile phones back then. These are the words, potentially, of WWE SmackDown superstar herself, Zelina Vega. Vega has launched an OnlyFans account under her Megan Minx name, which of course appears to be linked to her cosplaying exploits over on Instagram. And just in case you're wondering what to expect from this brand new OnlyFans account, we have the following quote from Vega/Megan Minx herself, where she said, exclusive and some never seen before photos and videos of my cosplays, lingerie, swimsuits and more. You can buy personalized photos, but there will be no nudes, so don't even bother asking. I can see you coming for it. A single photo will set you back $500. You can get 5 for $750, or you can get a whole 10 for $1,000. Wow. What a price list. And you know what? More power to Zelina Vega. As I said on the news video all the way back on Saturday morning, if WWE superstars, like with Twitch, are doing things in their own personal spare time and it's not taking anything away from WWE, how on earth can WWE complain? More power to Zelina Vega, more power to Paige over on the Twitch side of things. However, WWE, do what's right, will you? And that's it for all your Tuesday morning news headlines here on the Cultaholic Wrestling YouTube channel. Coming up later today, we have WWE Raw graded with Mr. Tom Campbell himself. I'll be back with the WTF moments for last night's Raw as well. I'm sure there's probably a list going out later tonight. I don't know, but we do a lot of lists, don't we, here at Cultaholic Wrestling? That's what we do. Thank you once again for your continued support. I bloody love each and every one of you, and I'll see you later today. Bye.